Okay, are we ready?
Hit me.
Have you made up your mind yet? Boris Johnson and Jeremy Corbyn will debate the future of our country.
What did tonight's debate show?
It showed that Johnson only really wants to talk about one thing, which is Brexit, and Corbyn really doesn't want to talk about one thing, which is Brexit. And actually, this kind of worked to Corbyn's advantage, because in a debate that long, you've got to talk about quite a lot of things. And Johnson kept wanting to bring it back to Brexit, and often it got boring, and he got boring. Whereas Corbyn had a million different mad things to say about a million different mad policies that Labour now has. And actually, that was more interesting. It played a bit better.
It's simply time to invest in our future.
Thank you, Boris Johnson.
And I agree.
What were the key moments for you?
Get Brexit done.
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 And a few more Get Brexit dones. They were very important. There was this strange period where all of a sudden Jeremy Corbyn was sort of really espousing his really quite left-wing, like extreme left-wing politics, where he was talking about a huge amount of spending, a huge amount of money, vastly increasing the state of the public sector. And such was the kind of the tone of the whole debate that he kind of got away with it.
So we saw in the debate Jeremy Corbyn brought in the documents about Northern Ireland having customs checks. Labour seems to be pushing this as a big issue. How did Boris Johnson respond?
Actually, you know what? That turned into, I think, Boris Johnson's best moment in the debate. What Labour have been doing, Labour have these documents that they say are leaked, which show that the government has been saying that there will be custom checks in the Irish Sea between the UK and Northern Ireland. And Boris Johnson has often said there won't be. The problem Jeremy Corbyn has with this is, of course, Jeremy Corbyn wants there to be a hard border in the Irish Sea, because Jeremy Corbyn has spent his entire career supporting a united Ireland. So it's a bit strange for him to be attacking the government over the way it has a policy that might inadvertently lead to a united Ireland when he himself wants one. So him floating that into the arena, bringing it up, allowed Johnson to turn the focus on the fact that Corbyn has, throughout his career, not only supported a united Ireland, but often been very sympathetic to the IRA itself.
Who all his life, political life, has campaigned to break up that union and actually supported for 4 decades the IRA in their campaign violently to destroy it.
Were it not for that moment, it wouldn't have even been there in tonight's debate. So I think Johnson may even have thanked him for that.
What was the most bizarre moment of the night?
Boris Johnson said something very weird about dragging people on their knees through the House of Commons, wasn't it?
They should be made to go on their knees through the chamber of the House of Commons, scourging themselves with copies of their offending documents.
It was almost like he didn't understand that the question was about him. It's like, no, mate, it's about you. It's about the way you keep telling lies. It's a really big deal in this election, because coming on from the Brexit referendum, we now have a politics that is dominated by untrue claims made on social media adverts. It's not just a Conservative thing. Labour do it too. Neither of them seem to really understand that that's what the question was about.
Did any part of the debate surprise you?
There were a few things that surprised me. Jeremy Corbyn managed to keep his glasses on straight. That was a first. Boris Johnson is growing sideburns. Who knew? But more than that, Boris Johnson I'd expected to be funnier, but I'd also expected him to be more of a fighter. He didn't seem to be a fighter. He wanted to be very calm. He wanted to keep it very level. And I'd expected him to be, being a bit more of a bruiser, getting a bit more stuck in, using that wit he's supposed to be famed for. Instead, it just wasn't really there.
And if you had to pick a winner for tonight's debate, who would it be?
It was quite a flat debate. I don't think it really had a winner. I think Labour will be very pleased, and the Tories will at best be neutral.